The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. All praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Yahweh being who the world ignorantly calls God, Yahweh Shai being his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and there's no God beside them. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for being faithful witnesses to the Holy Spirit, and salutations to the elect whom the Lord have given ears to hear. So this is just in. It says China's new hypersonic missile puts U.S., i.e. Babylon, on notice. All right, the virgin daughter of Babylon, that is. It says Beijing has developed a new maneuverable type of air-to-air warhead capable of avoiding interception and hitting aerial targets thousands of miles away. The book of 2nd Ezra 16 is it 2nd Ezra 16? Well, this is a good one. Another one in Jeremiah 50 and 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahweh. Second Ezra, chapter 16, verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. So it says an HGV deployed from a DF, which I believe stands for Dongfeng 17 missile. A medium-range ballistic missile could travel approximately 1,500 miles, bringing it within a couple of hundred miles of Guam, where the U.S. has a major military base. Then it says, for now, China is the only known country with this joint technology. All right, let's go into the article they referring to. So as you see, there's another one here on well, I found this article actually first off on End Times Headlines. Right, so I just read it from here. I just wanted to grab that one because it had various illustrations to go with their article. Right, so we read this first part. I'm not gonna read it again. In another article, it says, once released, it glides towards its target at more than 5 times the speed of sound, executing sharp and unpredictable maneuvers that make it extremely difficult for existing defenses to track or intercept. China is currently the only nation known to possess this combined technology. In practical terms, the system would allow Beijing to threaten the very aircraft that sustains U.S. air power in a distant conflict. While fighter jets and drones might operate closer to the front, command and control aircraft, aerial refueling tankers, and electronic warfare platforms typically remain farther back near secure bases. With the new air-to-air HGV, those critical assets could be struck, delivering a severe blow to any American aerial campaign. The development is especially significant in the context of a potential conflict over Taiwan. Bloomberg, which first reported the breakthrough, stated that the People's Liberation Army has also added air-to-air capabilities to some of its existing hypersonic cruise missiles and fitted other systems with anti-ship functions. An HGV launched from China's medium-range DF-17 missile could travel approximately 1,500 miles, placing it within a couple of hundred miles of Guam. All right. It's as if the same warhead were fitted to China's more advanced DF-27 missiles, which have an estimated maximum range of 5,000 miles. Hawaii itself will fall within reach. China's primary eastern missile bases of Yong'an, Guangzhou, and Jinghua would serve as the likely launch points for such strikes. The Telegraph notes, okay, so this is from that same, okay, so I'm guessing this is the same article that they were pointing to as well. As, yeah, it's called the Telegraph, yep. The Telegraph notes that HGV have the unique ability to roll and maneuver as they approach a target, allowing them to adjust their trajectory mid-flight and more easily avoid aerial defense systems, as it tells us in Joel, the second chapter, that when they fall upon the sword, none shall hurt them. All right. These missiles, all right, are guided by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Well, as it is written, as we just read, the Lord determination is destroyed to destroy this place. Amos 9 and 8 tells us that. We just read it in various verses in Jeremiah 50th chapter. This capability turns what was once a relatively safe rear area into a contested battle space. The advance forms part of a broader Chinese effort to adapt this vast missile arsenal, the world's largest, exceeding 3,150 ballistic weapons, to nearly every military role, coming at a time when the U.S. is already strained by shortages of air defense and long-range strike munitions after months of conflict with Iran. The new Chinese system underscores the rapidly shifting balance in the Pacific. You know, and hey, come to think of it, America's ally, aka, is not real, is the snare also being laid for this devil. Because had they not, been worried about defending them, they would be prepared. But again, it's all according to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's will that this place be destroyed. Jeremiah 51 and 11. And this, when you go into when you look it up, all right, Babylon was not completely destroyed. All right. As a matter of fact, it still stands today under the name Iraq. Right. So this is talking about another Babylon. It says, break the arrows, Jeremiah 51 and 11. Gather the shields. Yahweh have raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of Yahweh, the vengeance of his temple. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to raise up these other nations, Russia, China, all right, the kings of the East, to bring this place down. All right. And hey, like we always say, we're going to keep saying, starting off with our elder apostle Tahar on down. All we doing now is waiting for that MOTB to be made mandatory. All right. That's more news, Lord willing. I'm gonna continue to do reports on. So with that, shalom to the elect.